There we go. Morning. Well, good morning. Sorry about that. That was, I don't know how that happened. I'm still trying to figure out some of these things. So while we wait for everyone to get logged on, can you guys see the problem of the day screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you guys can get started on those PODs while we wait for everybody else to get logged in. There's Poe. All right. I know Luke was trying to get on. Morning, Joe.
Good morning, Miss Anna.
How you doing?
Very good.
Oh, can you see the POD screen?
Yeah.
All right. So you can go ahead and get started on that while we wait for the last couple people. Oh, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. Brock, how are you?
I'm good.
What'd you do this weekend?
Sleep?
Sleep. Did you go outside yesterday? It was so beautiful.
No.
No. Inside all day?
Yeah.
Well, it's troublesome. You need to get outside, Brock. Amir, how are you? Amir? Did Amir just turn it on and then ditch us? Oh, last time he was having trouble. Let's see if he's in the chat. Let's see. There it is. Oh, Amir says he's good. Owen, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Did you get outside yesterday?
Yeah, I was out all day.
Yeah, good. How about you, Paul? Were you outside yesterday?
Yeah, I saw someone die.
What?
Well, like they didn't actually die, but like they like drowned or something.
Then you die. I mean, if you
Sure.
drown, you're dead.
Yeah, so basically they died
Where was this?
at the Clifton Beach in Lakewood.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was actually kind of cool. Like, not like because of the guy, but like there were so many police and like ambulance and firefighters. It was cool.
Good.
Not
That,
because the guy like probably died, but I saw them like they like carried him out of the water.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
I just saw a tree fall
Well,
down
I
yesterday.
wasn't sad.
Owen saw a tree fall down yesterday.
Yeah, it was a really big one too.
Did it make a sound?
Yeah, it was like 2 streets away, and I could hear it fall.
Wow. We went down to the Rocky River Metro Park and they wouldn't let cars in because the river was flooded, but we could bike in the streets. But it was pretty crazy how much water there was. There was a lot of damage from that storm. Morning, Xavier. Oh, Xavier's muted.
Oh, leave me alone.
Nice.
Move.
Xavier, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Xavier, do you see who's in class today?
Zombor?
Yeah,
Well done.
Zambor. Yeah.
Oh, he actually came for once.
He actually made it. Yeah.
Yep.
So thank goodness. You're back together again.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. All right, I'm going to mute you guys, and I'm going to go through the POD today. Actually, I'm not going to mute you guys in case people want to participate here. So I picked this one because people really had trouble on the Delta math. I noticed people had a lot of wrong answers before they had right answers. So I thought we'd go through this problem today to start. So per usual, I can't get my pen. So while I try to figure this out, oh, there we go. All right. All right. So how would somebody start this problem? What do you think the first thing you would have to do would be? Anybody have an idea on the first step in this problem? Amir says subtract 6. Yeah, and you're right, Amir. So when you're doing these absolute value problems, okay, you want to isolate these bars before you do anything fancy. So Amir's right. We're going to subtract 6 from both sides. So now I've got the absolute value of 2x minus 5 is equal to 24. All right, and now we're ready to do the thing where we are thinking about the fact that two things could be true in these absolute value bars. I could have positive 24, so 2x minus 5, whatever gives me positive 24 inside of there, inside of this thing. Or I think about 2x minus 5 equals negative 24, okay? And some of you guys made some really good videos about this, but I think we're forgetting the point is that we're trying to find the two things inside that would make that true. All right, so let's go with Rock. How would you solve this first one? 2x minus 5 equals 24.
You do plus 5
Mm-hmm.
on each side, so 2x minus 2x is equal to 29,
Mm-hmm. And then what?
and then you would divide by 2.
Okay. What's 29 divided by 2?
14.5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, Owen, how would you do the second one? What would you do to both sides first?
I can't see the full thing for the second one.
Oh, you
I can only see 2x minus 5.
can you see it now?
No. Oh, I can move my thing.
Oh.
You would do plus 5.
Mm-hmm. So 2x equals, and what's negative 24 plus 5?
19.
Positive or negative?
Or negative 19.
Negative 19. And then what?
Divide by 2.
And then divide by 2. And so we'd end up with negative, what? Anyone, negative 19 divided by 2?
8.5.
Almost. 8.5 is 17.
Oh, it'd be 9.5.
9.5. Yeah. There we go. And that's what Amir said too. All right. So those are our two solutions. All right. So you should have had two answers. Pulvelis, stop typing things. And then all right. All right. So let's check out this next one. Well, first of all, before we do this, does anyone want to ask about anything on these absolute value problems? Okay. All right. On this second guy, 7 minus x equals 19. I just want you guys, before you dive into some of these problems, I just want you to take a second and think about, would your answer be positive or negative? Like, is your number, like, whatever x is going to be in there, right? If I do 7 minus some number to get 19, is that number going to have to be positive or negative?
Negative.
Rock, why negative?
Because like to like subtract, you're going towards the left side, like you're going negative. Instead of 7, which is like smaller than 19, the number most likely going to be like negative, but it's absolute value, so it's just going to end up being positive anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. All right. So I want people to take time to think about that as you do these problems. I know you're not always going to do that, so we'll go through it anyways the way we would normally do it. But I want you to think, does this answer make sense when you do these problems? So Noah, what's up, Noah? What would you do first if you were solving this problem? Noah, are you there? Hello, Noah. Noah? No, Noah. Let's try Joe. What would you do first?
What? Oh, you would subtract 7.
Subtract 7, yeah.
Joe Mama.
Joe Mama. Thank you, Poe. Oh, here, or Noah's here. He said subtract 7. So we have negative x equals 12. And then what would be our last step be, Joe?
5/1.
Yeah. You would divide. Wait. Would you add 12?
Well, we're thinking about getting this x by itself.
Right.
The negative is the issue, so you could.
The 1. we would
Yeah, so I could
divide
put.
by
I could put a 1 in there. Where am I? I'm gonna make that blue just so we can see it. And so I could put a 1. So then, Joe, what would you do to both sides?
Then you would divide by 1.
What kind of 1?
Yeah. Negative 1.
Divide by -1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if negative x equals positive 12, positive x equals negative 12, right? So dividing by that -1 helps you see that. Okay. Let's do one more POD and then we're gonna get into what's happening this week. So we got this last guy here. Xavier, what would you do first on POD number 3?
3 times x and then 3 times 2.
Good. Yep. So what would that give you on that side of the equation?
3x plus 6.
3x plus 6. Beautiful. All right. And then from here, what would people do from here? Xavier can answer anyone. What would you do next when you got 3x plus 2 equals 3x plus 6?
I would combine like terms.
Okay. So Z, what number would you pick to work with?
The 3x and 3x.
3x and 3x. So since they're on opposite sides of the equal sign, where's Caden, who always wants to draw the wall? Is Caden here this morning? He's not here this morning. Xavier, would I add the 3x's or subtract them?
You would subtract.
Yeah. All right. So we subtracted our 3x's. So Zambor, back to you. What would you have now? If you subtracted 3x from both sides, what would you do? What would you end up with?
Just x.
Well, what's 3x minus 3x?
0.
0.
Correct. It's Z's question.
Oh,
0.
sorry.
So these cancel out, and these cancel out. So Z, what do you end up with?
Just x. Where's 0?
Well, it would be 0
Yeah.
plus 2 and 0 plus 6.
Yeah.
Is 0 plus 2 equal to 0 plus 6?
Yeah.
2 equals 6?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, this is no good. So what would we say in this case?
You gotta like combine those also.
Well, at this point, Z, when we get to this point where we've got an equation that says 2 equals 6, that's where you gotta say to yourself, hold up. Is that possible? Can 2 equal 6?
Oh, no solution.
No solution. Yeah. No solution. So if you end up with that situation where 2 equals 6, that would be a no solution situation.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, Z?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, from here, I wanted to use today to talk a little bit about the test. So we're done with this unit on equations. We've been on this unit for like a month and a half. We've done all types of equations, 1-step, 2-step, absolute value. We've done all the different types of equations. So today I've opened up the test for you guys to take. So what I want to do is I want to go over what's happening this week on our calendar. Maybe do 1 or 2 of those absolute value delta math problems that people did really well with the delta math except those absolute value problems. So I wanted to take some time to go through that. If anyone wants to ask any other equation questions before we start the test, then we'll do that.
Wait,
And
is the test today?
the test is it's open today, and you just have to take it before 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. And so the last thing we'll do today is I'll show you the test and how you take it and how you turn it in.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, the calendar for this week, I'm going to stop sharing my iPad because I don't need to write anymore. And I'm going to share my screen with you. I had everything logged in and then everything froze, so it's going to take a second. But so let me share this with you. Everything for this week is in the same document it was in last week. So if I go to this Fundamentals weekly update, move you guys out of there. This is that same document, the same link that I did last week. All of last week's stuff is down at the bottom. Okay, you can see here is last week's stuff down here. And then up here is this week's stuff. So this week, after you guys take the test, the second half of the week, my goal is to teach you guys how to make a Google Sheet using the function, not just typing in the Google Sheet, but actually using math in Google Sheets. You know, so often people say, when am I ever going to need this, right? We love to say that about math. And so, so this week's lesson is about a thing that you can actually use. So we're going to do a budget project for the second half of the week and then next week. All right. So this second half of the week and next week will be a budget project. So today we're having this Zoom meeting. If you want to see the slides are here that I was just using. You can link there. And then you'll take your test. And we'll talk about the test here in a few minutes. Tomorrow, you just have to submit your test. There's nothing else you need to do. You just have to submit your test by 5 o'clock tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow, if you're struggling with the test or not sure about something, I have office hours from 9:30 to 12. So you can feel free to email me and say, hey, Can we go over a couple things I'm still confused about? And I can hop on Zoom with you, or we can just email, chat, whatever you want to do. On Wednesday, we'll have class like we do right now, the same link, and I will explain to you about our project that we're going to be doing from now until Easter. So right now, they haven't said anything about, I mean, we're supposed to just be doing this till Friday. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's not official. St. Ignatius hasn't said anything to us as teachers about it. Governor DeWine hasn't said we're going past April 3rd with online learning, but I have a very strong feeling that's what's coming. So I'm just planning that this project that will start on Wednesday will take us through spring break. Okay.
Yeah, because I thought the president said like he extended it, the social distancing, to like April 30th or something.
Yeah. I mean, yes. That's what he hopes to get business back by then. But yeah, I don't foresee us coming back before spring break. So yeah, I think you're right about that. Was that Owen that was talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would we have spring break off?
Yes. So we did get an email this weekend from Mr. Berdeska. I'm not sure if you guys also got an email that said for spring break, we will have Holy Thursday through the spring break week off. So you guys, us, like no one's assigning anything. It's all a chance for all of us to take a deep breath and catch up. Yeah, right now, our kids went online today. They were on spring break last week. So yeah, it's just a lot, right? Trying to manage all this. Once I saw their Google Classrooms and all the things they had to do as fifth graders and first graders, I was like, holy smokes, am I assigning too many things? Because this is a lot. So I really feel your pain as I was making them a schedule last night. So let's see. Oh, Robbie. So the project we'll talk more about on Wednesday. For today and tomorrow, I just want you worrying about the test. I hope it's going to be fun. I hope you're going to learn a life skill and with mathematics, working on budgeting and food planning. So I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. I've had a lot of fun making it. So we'll talk more about that Wednesday in our Zoom class. So Wednesday will be online. You'll have the project. And then there'll be 2 parts due by Friday. So like a real small part, 2 small parts. And then the biggest part will be due before you guys leave for spring break. So before we dive into the Delta math problems that people had trouble with, would anybody like to ask any questions about this week's calendar?
It's 10 hours.
Okay, thank you for whoever announced that. Okay, that's great. Great. All right. So let's take a look then. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen and go back to my iPad where we can look at a couple of these Delta math problems so people understand where they went wrong. I could see a screen. I see some of you tried a lot of those Delta math problems and they just were not going well for you. So I thought we would take some time. Oh, it's Joe's computer. When's your spring break? Your spring break is a week from Thursday. So I think that's April 10th. That would be April, where's my calendar? Your spring break is April 9th, it starts. So April 9th, 10th, and then all the way through that next week. So April 9th through April 17th will be off through that weekend. So I guess April 9 through 19, you guys will be off. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at these Delta math problems. So again, I appreciate the effort some of you guys put in to these Delta math problems. And I want to clarify just want to kind of help people understand what happened on some of these delta math problems. So when you're looking at a problem like this, for someone who did feel like they were doing okay, can someone share with me how you would get a problem like this started? What would you do first in this problem? There's a lot going on in here. So we've got these absolute value bars here. Anybody have a clue on what you would do to get started? No? No takers. 5 plus 2, Amir says. Okay. Anybody have other ideas? So one thing to think about is that this 2 right here is being multiplied by this absolute value. All right. So that 2 times that thing is going to have to be one of the last steps. Yeah, divide by 2 is a better idea, Amir. But before we divide by 2, we got to get rid of this 5. All right, because we ultimately want to get these bars by themselves. So we're going to get rid of that 5. And now we've got 2 times the absolute value of 5 minus 4x equals 6. And then we're going to divide by 2. So now I've got, I'm going to write it over here, 5 minus 4x equals 3. All right, and now you're back with a problem that you should know how to solve from there. Okay, so you just have to get rid of all that stuff that's around the absolute value before you break it up into 2 parts. You are not allowed to distribute that 2. You're not allowed to add the 5 and the 2. You're going to treat it, almost just think of it as like a problem like 5 plus 2x equals 11, where this x is all this, well, I'll even make it a different variable for you. 2 times a for absolute value. 2 times that whole thing. So you would do just like you would solve that equation. You'd get rid of the 5 first, then get rid of the 2. Now I'm ready to divide this into, or to separate this into 2 parts. 5 minus 4x equals 3. 5 minus 4x equals negative 3. And then I would solve from there. So let's go with Robbie. Are you here? Are you with us? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Robbie, if you were solving this first one, what would you do first?
I would subtract 5.
Yeah, subtract 5. So I've got negative 4x equals, Robbie, what's 3 minus 5?
It's negative 2.
Mm-hmm. Negative 2, and then how would you finish that problem up?
You just divide negative 4 2.
So x would give you what?
It would give you just 2, positive 2.
Ooh, try again, Robbie. Positive I like, but if you've got 2 over 4, right, what is 2 over 4 as a fraction reduced to?
Just reduced to 1 over 2.
Yeah. So like 2 over 4 is not the same as 4 over 2, right? 4 over 2 is 2. 2 over 4 is 1/2. Okay. All right. So the first answer, the first solution would be 1/2. And then the second one I'll go about the same way. I have negative 4x equals negative 8, and then I'm going to divide by negative 4. So x equals 2. All right, for this next problem, I want everyone to write it down. And I'm going to try something new that I learned about Zoom. And that is, I can put you guys, oh, I can't do it here. Can I do it? Oh, yeah. I'm going to put you into what's called a breakout room. And so you're going to work with your group on this problem. So you got to write it down. And if you don't have it written down, you can open the Google Slides at home. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this. Let's see how it goes. It might be a train wreck, but we're going to at least try. And yeah, so we'll put you guys in breakout rooms. And I want you guys to do this problem together and see what you guys come up with. If I could get back to my, maybe not. How do I get back to, oh, there we are. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna send you to a breakout room. You guys try it, and then we'll come back and see if people have questions. All right, so I'm gonna assign you guys into groups of 3. It's gonna audit, I'm not choosing, you're just gonna get assigned to a group. You guys try that problem together, and then we'll come back. All right, does everybody have it written down? Kovalis, did you write it down? All right, oh, we got one new message. Amir's written it down. All right, here we go. You're going to your breakout rooms. Try this problem. Ready? All right, so join your breakout room. Joe, oh, Noah, there you go. No, you just got to hit your join your breakout room. Noah, do you see the option to join the breakout room? Oh, there he goes. Okay. All right, so we got everybody back. All right, who's back in here with us? We've got Owen, we've got Joe, Robbie, Rock, Amir. Oh, I don't know what happened to the rest. All right, so in your room, what 2 solutions did people come up with?
Amir didn't finish, he says.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Joe, did your room come up with 2 solutions? Joe? Everybody muted? Let's see. All right. Or Rock, did you guys come up with 2 solutions?
No.
-3 and -15.
I was working on it like by myself though.
You were working on it by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Poe, can you see my screen again?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for people who are working and maybe didn't come up with solutions, the first thing you should have done is added the 6 to both sides. All right. So you have your -24 plus 6 is -18. Divide by your -2 next. So you have +9. So now you're going to separate it into the 2 parts. X equals 9 and x plus 9 equals 9, x plus 9 equals -9, which will give you x equals 0 is one solution and -18 as your second solution.
Mm.
All right, so 0 and -18 are the 2 values you should have come up with here. All right. Does anyone want to ask about this problem, or where do people get stuck?
That was a 9. I thought that was 4.
Oh, yes, that was a 9. Yeah. Okay. Well, with that,
Are we done?
no, I want to do one more thing before we go. Oh my gosh. Do not. I just want to show you. I just want to show you about the test. So I do want to show you real quick what the test looks like, so you guys know what to expect and how to do it and how to turn it in. So it should be open now in PowerSchool. I had PowerSchool set to open it this morning. So it is open in PowerSchool, so you can access it there. When you access it, you're gonna see. Hold on. The wrong thing. You're gonna see this Google Slides. Okay, this is your test. Okay, it's all in Google Slides, just so it just made it easier to do one problem per slide. What I have here are directions to start. Now, I recognize that this is a unique situation, right? I've never given a test like this. Maybe you've taken some tests in your other classes like this, but this is new for me. I'm asking you to do this by yourself. You can use your notes. You can use these videos that I've been posting with examples. You can use Khan Academy. I don't want you asking your sibling that's good at math or asking your parents to do these problems for you. I want you to do this. If you need help, like technically, like with, typing on the screen or importing a photo, that's fine. But I want you guys to do the math yourself. Each problem is going to require some math and an explanation. All right, and we'll see that in a second. So you have 2 options. You can either type your answer on the slide, or you can take a photograph of your handwritten work. You could get if you have a dry erase board or paper, and I'll show you that in a second. But what you can't do is you can't import a screenshot of typed work. Okay, I know you could go into Microsoft Word and type it out, but I'd rather, if you're going to import a screenshot, it has to be your handwritten work. All right. I know there's honest ways to type it, but I can't tell from the typing who typed it, but I can tell with your handwriting.
So I have to import handwriting. I can't type it.
You can type it. You can type it onto the slide. What you can't do is go into some math program and type it and then screenshot that, because I can't tell if that was you that typed it, like, and did the screenshot, or if it's just a screenshot of PhotoMath.
Oh.
So I'll show you what I mean. I have a couple examples for you here. Once you It says view only. Yeah, it should say view only. Joe, try to go file, and you should go file and make a copy.
Okay.
Okay, so that's next. So that's next in my direction. So everybody, I can see a couple of you are on it. You need to go file, make a copy, entire presentation, and then that's gonna, you can write like Joe Keller's test, chapter 6. But only Joe Keller should type that because there's only one Joe Keller's in the class. All right. So you want to make a copy, hit OK, and then you should be able to type on your copy. Okay. And then on Joe Keller's copy, oh, it's still loading. Joe, you're going to want to share it. You're going to want to share it with me.
Okay.
Okay. And if you give me, I would like you guys to give me, like it has the edit. If it says I can edit, then I can write your comments for when I grade it. So please keep it allowing me to edit. It's due tomorrow at 5 p.m. So you have the rest of today and tomorrow. And if you have issues, I'll be online tomorrow morning and I could help you with your issues. And I'm just asking you to do your best here. This is a unique situation. It's not going to be perfect. Well, maybe it will be. I don't know. But I've really tried to give you like space and options so you can explain yourself and earn points, not just by putting an answer in, but by explaining yourself. So here, I did 2 sample questions that I wanted to show you. The first is if you actually type it in, right? So here was the question. Solve 5x plus 1 equals 2x minus 8. And so I just typed out my work. Like I subtracted 2x, then subtracted 1, then divided by 3, and I got x equals -3. Okay. And then I explained what I did. So where it says your score, that's where I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, oh, great job, Povilis. Oh, he's gone. Great job, Owen. So you get 4 out of 4. So you can see what you got. Okay. And then, so Rock, here is the one where I wrote my work down on a piece of paper and I just scanned it and inserted it. For me, I hate typing long problems on like long math problems. I don't know if it's because I'm old and I've always handwritten them, but for me, I liked this option better. But again, you can do either way. You could do it this way where you type it on the screen. You could do it this way. It's up to you.
Okay.
I don't care either way. All right, and you notice on this one I have 2 answers, so I put them both down there. Okay, so some of these problems are going to have 2 solutions, right? Because we're working with absolute value. Okay, so those are my 2 samples, and then you'll get into the test. So up here, it's just the question. This is your workspace in here. And then here, for your explain the process, I tried to prompt you with a different question each time. This question is just, what did you do first and why? I should mute you guys. Don't say what you would do first, all right? So maybe you can already see what you would do first on this problem. And then you put your final answer down here, so it's real easy for me to see. You got, y equals 3,500. That's not the right answer to this problem, but whatever you got. So there's 7 of these types of questions where you have to just do some math and explain something. There's an absolute value, another absolute value, decimals, variables on both sides. All right, and then there are a couple kind of different questions where you're going to write an equation that has no solution. You're going to write another equation that has no solution. That's not absolute value. There's a couple absolute value questions, just pretty straightforward. A mobile.
Mr.
What's up?
My Latin class started at 10.
At 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, well, go ahead, Rock. You can watch the end of this video later if you want.
Okay.
All right, bye a lot, Rock.
Bye.
I have to go too. He
Okay.
just reminded me.
All right, go ahead, guys. We'll see you. So
Yeah.
there's a bonus and a reflection at the end. So for Owen, Joe, and Amir, do you guys have any questions about this process?
So for typing it out, do we have to type out like the numbers, or do we have to say like you distribute the whatever?
Like, so on like question 1,
Yeah.
right over on this part, you would, in this box here, you would actually type out the numbers.
Okay.
And over in this box, you'd answer the question, what did you do first?
Oh, okay.
If you say, you know, like, I combined like terms because there were two terms that both had x on the same side. That is not the correct answer, everybody, right? But this is a test. I don't want to give you the right answer. But that's where you would type out a sentence about what you did.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions? Amir says he's good. All right. If there's no other questions, then that's it. Good luck. Make sure you turn it in by 5 tomorrow. All right. And we'll say goodbye. Amir, do you want to stay on and talk about history? Okay. All right, guys. I will see you guys Wednesday. Good luck with your tests. Bye.